Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today to this new episode of Music with Nick. Today we got a 80s metal marathon. I'm super excited because I'm looking at the bands and I only recognize two, which is kind of cool. And I've only heard like one or two songs by these metal bands. So these were sponsored by John from Texas. Thank you so much, and thank you for throwing some metal my way. It says let's rock 80s metal marathon. So the first one we're gonna do is Eat the Rich by Fastway. So I've only done one Fastway reaction, and that was Lee, another metal guy from the channel. There's like five. Like if we really count them, there's like five absolute metal freaks, including John. So we're gonna start it off with Krokus, Eat the Rich. Then, so I've never heard of this band. This is from the album Headhunter, and this is from 1983. Now, the second one, yes, I've heard one song, I think from the same album, Fastway. We're gonna do Say What You Will, and this is from 1983 as well. The year of, I think, Number of the Beast, if I'm not mistaken. Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden. And then we're going to do Michael Schenker. So I've done some Michael Schenker live, and also some, I know that he was in the Scorpions, but he also has an amazing solo career. Just everybody wanted this guy on the guitar. He's just an amazing musician, amazing rock guitar player. Assault Attack from 1982. I've done, I think, like maybe 4 or 5 reactions to Michael Schenker, so I know what I'm getting into. Just masterful guitar playing. And then Saxon. I've heard of Saxon. I think they're also 1983. Thank you. So all is 1983 and one is 1982. I think they're like in the same realm of Iron Maiden, like the British new wave of heavy metal, like, you know, Metallica, what used to be Def Leppard before they became softer. They were more heavy. And just like those bands, you know, Judas Priest and stuff like that, I think Saxon is in that realm. Let's see. Just other bands, if you like Saxon, what comes up? Diamond Head, Running Wild from Germany, I think. Let's see. Anvil, there's a great documentary on Anvil. Michael Schenker, yes, of course. Metal Church, Manowar, Rob Halford from Judas Priest, Dio. Let's see. Crimson Glory, Dokken, UFO, everything you guys love, especially Dave. Dave is into this sort of metal. Also, although this Saxon kind of deviates a little bit from the heavy metal, like I would say Iron Maiden, the British new wave of heavy metal. Okay, so let's get into it. Again, thank you so much for sponsoring this, John, through our Buy Me a Coffee page. All you metal guys out there, I hope you enjoy. And yeah, I love, being thrown a curveball. I've never heard of Krokus, so let's check him out. Let's see what they'll do here. So I've only known of Fastway and Schenker so far. So let's get it on. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy. If you do, smash the like button or subscribe. Here we go. Let me pull them up. They're Swiss.
Some say alive, she's a lady, kind of song, kind of
So this is a mixture between, this is not like thrash or like heavy metal. This is more hard rock. I think with a little bit of dun 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 dun. That what Judas Priest was doing at the beginning. Judas Priest started more as a hard rock band, as a rock band, and then became a heavy metal band. It says here Krokus is a Swiss hard rock band, but they went Prague. They got into progressive music. But this sounds a lot like, of course, obviously everybody's going to say AC/DC because, yes, he is kind of like applying that, style. But this was even before AC/DC had that kind of voice. I think, oh, wait a minute. I think in 1980 they got, I would have to check it out. It does remind me, of course, of AC/DC, but hey, that's a good freaking thing. If you sound like AC/DC, you're winning, okay? All right. Yeah, it says here, look, after seeing AC/DC in concert in the late 70s, they changed their musical direction and adopted a new AC/DC influence sound. See? So I was wrong. All right, I wasn't wrong. Here we go. But it has a little bit of that Priest. Running wild, blind alley in my mind. Just can't fight the temptation. The palm muting. It's become my inspiration. Gonna get myself a next. Break some heads up, break some necks. They set my body out. But friend, there is no doubt. Gonna pay the devil his dues. 'Cause I'm so sick of being abused. Eat the red, eat the red. Great chorus. Don't you know life is a bitch? Eat the red, eat the red. Out of the palace and into the ditch. Don't stop me. Yeah, very nice. Using the progressive influences. Yes. So good. I'm definitely gonna listen to that again. I mean, who doesn't like this? Like, I'm sorry, but I loved the solo. It was really cool. Of maybe now, back in the day, playing that kind of solo was like, wow, what is he doing? Now, obviously, I can see it with my eyes closed. The pinch harmonics, the muting. When he's tapping, when he plays harmonics, pinch harmonics. It's like, there's so many cool techniques, but over time, obviously, and once you learn how to play, it's a wonderful thing. And I like this guitar playing so much more than the new stuff. There's all this crazy stuff that they're doing. It doesn't even sound like guitar anymore. And it's like, this is what a guitar solo should sound like. I love the chorus, the drumming, just 4/4, just simple. 3 chords. Give me a chorus with 2 chords. That's it. A good bass and a great singer, and you have a successful band. And obviously, since there's AC/DC, that's a bummer, but they have the sound to be successful. I love that this band exists. And let's see, they do look at their discography. Nobody's ever showed me this. Look at this. Oh my god. They have like an entire catalog. They're still going. Yeah, it's very cool. I've never heard of them, not once. So cool. The artwork, it's just so cool. Like, it must have been so cool to grow up in the 80s and, get this stuff recommended from your local shop, All right. Well, this was a definite winner. And I love that I did recognize, what was going on with the whole AC/DC thing. I love AC/DC. I finally saw them 2 years ago, and they were just like, they hadn't played in 7 years, and they played, and they sounded, I mean, I've never really heard them before, like live, but they sounded amazing. So, okay, Fastway, that's the track. And I remember, I think this was the same cover, but I could be wrong. Fastway, we're going to play the, let's see, what did we listen to last time? Say What You Will? Oh, no, we're going to do Say What You Will. So we haven't heard anything from this particular album, but I've done one Fastway reaction for Lee. So here we go. Sounds like Scorpions. Sounds like Klaus Meine. A little bit. Dave King. Okay, this was more traditional. This was more blues, like the pentatonic shape. There's no shame. A little bit of like 2 strings, like slide action there. But what I don't understand is, how could they not credit the bass player? He's like, dum, 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 dum. He's like playing his heart out. And he's like uncredited. So that's so mean, man. But I get it. Sometimes the record labels are kind of cruel. But so we got Fast Eddie Clark on guitar, Dave King, and he sounds a lot also, a little bit AC/DC influence, I think, but also Scorpions, like a young Klaus Meine from the Scorpions. And then we got Jerry Shirley on drums. Very cool, very tight, they bring it. This, if you sounded like that in the 80s, I mean, you had, I'm like doing this, like, you had a chance, Now it's like It's impossible. And they're from England. Legs. That's a winner. Yes, I love the style of this bam 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 instead of like dun 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 dun. It's like this a good lick, this and this bam 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 bam. Like I'm sure I'm doing it wrong now, but the way to cut off the chord, that you don't let it ring, you mute it away. And that is a style, like a lot of, like, I think AC/DC, you know, like, man, it's so cool. So this is, I think it is more in the spectrum. It is, you can't really call this heavy metal. This is hard rock. But it could also be interpreted as heavy metal. Man, because there's a metal that I don't even know about, because there's so many different names now. It's just, if we could just call it one thing, and I do the same. I'm like metal, because I'm proud of heavy metal. I love heavy metal. But in reality, like, for example, Led Zeppelin, they say, no, our music is not heavy metal. No, like, we don't subscribe to that. We are hard rock music. I think it's like, for me, Led Zeppelin has always been overdriven blues, you know, with a lot of creativity from John Paul Jones and company. But in the end, I mean, it's all rock music, you know, but it's just like, there's like this amazing poster that someone sent us, and that it's the history of rock music, and there's all these different genres and subgenres, because you can get into like stuff that's a little bit more darker and a little bit faster, and then there's like speed metal, and then there's death metal and doom metal and math metal, you know, math rock, because it's very technical. A lot of time signature changes and stuff like that, and then progressive metal or prog rock. There's so many different like variations, so you can't really, like, it's all, in the end, it's rock music because it's distorted, and there is some great rock that's not distorted, but it's just like there's a whole book, you know, that explains all the different details. There's distortion that's heavier, then there's fuzz, then there's overdrive, you know, like, it really depends on what you use, and also the way you sing, and that kind of gets put into different boxes, right? All right, okay, so now let's go with the amazing Michael Schenker, the guitar player that everybody wanted. And I didn't know this before doing reactions to Michael Schenker, but everybody wanted this guy. He was just like this prodigy. Like, where did you get this guy, this German kid? Let's see here, Michael. But I honestly, and I might get some backlash for that, I really prefer Uli John Roth. He's the guy. Like, he has the chops that inspire me a little bit more. I think Michael Schenker is is the more famous player. And I think he has been very lucky to have been like so sought after. I think it was also had to do with his looks, if I'm not wrong. But I mean, look, he has been in UFO, Michael Schenker, Scorpions. But I think that Uli John Roth, he is just a monster. And he just has like the licks that to this day I struggle with. Like, I can play it, but it's like not as easy as it sounds, you know. So just listen to Sales of Charon by the Scorpions, and then we'll talk. If you can play that solo, then you have practiced 8 hours every day for a year, or at least 2. So here we go. Assault Attack, Michael Schenker Group. Let's go. And this is from also 82. So here we go. Right away, harmony guitar.
You put me down, that's what I said. I hit the ground and you kicked me in the head. Ain't that a strange thing for you to do? I'm never getting out to get away from you. I don't need this.
Yes.
You don't that. I wonder when you're gonna get up on my bed. You better keep me just while you lay. You better stick around or get out of the way.
That voice is so freaking unique. Graham Bonnet from Alcatraz. That's where how I got to know him, through Alcatraz, when Yngwie Malmsteen was still pretty much like, he was just 17 years old. He joined Alcatraz after Steeler, Alcatraz, and then he joined with Graham Bonnet. And this guy is such a great singer, and I think he went on to sing in Rainbow for an album or something. I just love this singer. I love his whole personality with the short hair and I think he has a suit on, and he's just a badass. Like, I love this guy's voice. So cool. And this whole, like, Michael and Graham and then Chris Glenn, I don't know, but they have this freaking sound. Martin Birch produced this. Iron Maiden and Dream Theater. Here we go. What else? What else has he produced? Deep Purple, Rainbow, Fleetwood Mac, Whitesnake, Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden. I thought Dream Theater as well, but no. But I mean, it is. You can hear the production value.
Don't you want me? You cannot know why love me. Let go. Just straighten out your head of mine. Forget about the things that made you draw the line. Don't wanna take all this from you. Can't have much more of this. What are you trying to do? Why did you want me?
Freaking balls in the voice. This is heavy metal right there. It's the music. It's more classical influence that has that. Yes, that's heavy metal right there. That's heavy metal. That kind of intensity, that operatic voice, and yes, there's bands who like Metallica who sing more like wah, 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 like da 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 da. Like it's more thrash, I guess. This is what I'm talking about. Graham Rainbow first, then this album, and unfortunately he left. I mean, why would you drop a vocalist like this? Then he played with Alcatraz, which had Yngwie Malmsteen and then Steve Vai, and then Danny Johnson. I guess that was a turmoil. The band just, I think, had a lot of problems because when Yngwie Malmsteen joined Alcatraz, he kind of like wanted to take over. It's like, no, you're the guitar player. So he went just solo, and I think he did the right move. But what a band. I mean, Michael Schenker, holy moly. Like, that is how you play. Like I said, the solo, I don't know. I don't really, the solo, was there a solo? I was just so fascinated with the voice right now that I could totally blacked out. But yeah, also Impellitteri, Chris, and then the band Anthem. I mean, just check out, if you don't know Graham Bonnet, if you know him only from this one Rainbow album, check him out with Michael Schenker and Alcatraz. Especially the first Alcatraz album is very, very good. A lot of shredding by Yngwie Malmsteen. But a little bit more controlled, I guess, not as much as in the solo stuff. And now Saxon, and I pulled up Saxon, they're from England, and it says here, just like I said, new wave of British heavy metal. And they were the top band. They were leaders of the new wave of British heavy metal. Obviously, Iron Maiden must have been part of that. Let's see. If we click on it, can I click on it? Yes. So it was basically Iron Maiden, Def Leppard, Motorhead, Saxon, Diamond Head, Venom, Raven. So that was like the sub-genre of, there's heavy metal, but then there's this new wave. And I guess it was just new bands that were coming out. So Judas Priest is not even part of this because Judas Priest was already playing in the 70s and the early 70s. And they had a different style. And then I think Judas Priest, the evolution of Judas Priest is insane. It's like two different bands. If you listen to their first album, it's like 70s rock. And then if you listen to the last album of 2 years ago, it's like, is that the same band? And yes, it's the same band, but they just really, like, the evolution, just like they became like this larger than life metal act. And it's all about the leather and oh man, it's just a trip. Like, just check out Judas Priest if you don't know them. They're so freaking good. I think if I could have to name 3 heavy metal bands, I would go with Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, and I guess I would say Metallica, because they were so important for just me, like, growing up. I guess, yeah, like their first 4 albums that they basically cemented my musical journey. But after even like the Black Album, I like it, but it's nothing that I would listen to, because it's just not, that thrash is just gone, Okay, so let's check out Power and the Glory. The titular track from 1983, and let's check out if they have that gallopy-ness that bands had during that time. Sounds like 2 minutes to midnight a little bit. Yeah. That's the intro. saying, like, I think Iron Maiden ripped off Saxon. That's literally the same. And 2 minutes to midnight. Do go back, do back, do back, do bow, do go back, do back, do back, do dum. Like, I'm sorry, Iron Maiden, but and I love Iron. I just said it. It's my favorite metal band. They ripped off Saxon. Can't believe it. They came up with the lick 2 years prior. But again, I've seen a video where 2 minutes to midnight is literally it's a pedal. It's basically an open string, and you play like do go back do back do back do bam bam do go back. You know, like it's everybody comes up with that riff sometimes in their lives. So
Raise your glasses high to the power and the glory. Be with me tonight.
it's in a different key though.
A cold death awaits me tonight if I stumble or fall.
Great singer, the whole package.
My friends lay around me, their bodies all tattered and torn. But mine is not the reason why. Mine is just to do or die. To the power and the glory. Raise your glasses high to the power and the glory.
Great bass.
With me tonight.
Ooh.
Can you feel the power?
I love when they palm me with that.
Feel the power. Can you feel the glory? Feel the glory. Can you feel the power? Feel the power. Can you feel the glory? Can you feel the power? Feel the power. Is it with you tonight?
Bass.
I'm fighting for freedom. I'm safe. I've got God on my side. What price in lights can you justify your battle hymn? The general says we'll win the war. Just sacrifice them down some more. To the power and the glory. Raise
Bass.
your
Bit, bit, bit.
glasses high to the power and the glory. Be with me tonight. 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 Yeah. To the power and the glory.
So good.
Raise your glasses high to the power and the glory. Be with me tonight. Tonight. Yeah, yeah.
Very freaking good. I mean, even if you've ever played Doom, Doom, the video game Doom from the 90s, even that music sounds like 2 Minutes to Midnight. So I think every band has written a tune, and every guitar player, when he's messing around with his guitar playing, dun, 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 you play that like automatically. So Adrian Smith wrote that song 2 Minutes to Midnight with Bruce Dickinson in 1985. So you can debate about it, who wrote it first. You know, it is music. Music repeats itself, especially riffs, and most of them are in A minor, you know, G, E, and that's pretty much it, you know, like in A, F, that's it. I mean, metal is it is what it is, you know, 3 chords per song, and most songs are in A, you know, most of A or E. That's it, and it's just like it just stuff. It will just like a blues, you know, it's gonna sound similar. So that's my that what I take away from this. Okay, give me 1 second. I have to go to the bathroom. All right, I'm back. Okay. This was amazing. Thank you so much, John. This was so much fun. And I love that there's so much variety and there's so much things that I did recognize. Krokus was amazing. It was, yes, I did make the comparison with AC/DC, but they have their own, you know, mojo. I think they have their own juice. And I'm really going to like dig into that band as much as I can. You know, the time is always limited, unfortunately, and sometimes you just want to listen to that's the thing, you know. It's really hard to recommend music because even the people that love to listen to music, they just listen to the stuff they already know. It's easier to digest. You don't have to get into anything. You don't have to get almost like a certain voices, you know, like that we struggle with. For example, I made another video today and I was talking about King Diamond, and it's kind of difficult to get into that voice, or like, let's say Dream Theater's vocalist, it took me some time to get into him. It took me some time to get into King Diamond. It took me even time to get into Bruce Dickinson, because I was so used to Paul Di'Anno of Iron Maiden, because I first had the 2 albums unknowingly that they had switched vocalists. So I kind of got into that, and I loved Killers, the second album, so much. And then when I heard Number of the Beast, I was like, who's this guy? And with this operatic voice. But obviously Bruce won me over literally in no time. But it's just like, I don't know, it's such a good thing to listen to hard rock and heavy metal and different guitar players, different techniques. It's just so much fun. And but what I was going for was that people that I tell them, like, on this channel, like, listen to heavy metal, like, go for it, man. You already know all this stuff, you know. It's not like it's anything different from the bands that you listen to, you know, like Rush or Kansas, or, you know, I don't know, Black Sabbath, Deep Purple. It's the same DNA. It's just it's a little bit later, but it's not like you're listening to like grunge or something. I think it would be a broader step in a different direction. I mean, I think it would be harder for a 70s prog lover to listen to grunge. But I mean, then if you just open up your mind and say, hey, I'm going to accept all music, and that's what I did, then I think you're going to have a lot of fun. Because I remember when I was a teenager and I was listening to Megadeth and Metallica, and my dad was, you know, would put on his jazz. I hated it because I didn't understand. I just didn't understand. I didn't appreciate it. And now that's what I listen to the most, jazz music, you know. It's just like, I don't know, it's just really fills that something that I need, you know. It's also very inspirational. But Krokus was awesome. Fastway, a little bit similar, but very, very good. I love the solo of the Krokus. Um, I loved Michael Schenker. Honestly, he is such a good player. He is such a good the energy of the band, and then Graham Bonnet on the voice that sold it. I think that was my favorite track, but also Saxon. Yes, I got thrown off with the whole 2 minutes to midnight bullshit. It is gonna happen. You know, there's gonna be licks in yes that you hear in Genesis, and there's gonna be licks in Gentle Giant that you hear in Vandergraaf Generator, whatever. Music just repeats itself, even in classical music, within the foundation, or any blues song. It's a bass. It's the same. It's the same song and the same licks, the same pentatonic box. So, if you want uniqueness, you have to go into jazz and then just like do it like yesterday. I read this awesome quote from Miles Davis, like, yeah, I'd rather play with no chords at all, you know, because then I have ultimate freedom. There you go. So this was awesome. Thank you so much, John. This was great. Thank you so much for all your support towards the channel. We've been really lucky with all you guys. Like, all these requests are super unique. Right now, I'm going to do another marathon for Eric from Queens, and it's going to be jazz fusion, my favorite genre. And even a guitar player that I have talked with, the famous, the unique from Steely Dan fame. Well, I won't spoil it. Watch the triathlon, and then you'll know. But again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it, and I'll see you all in the next one.